What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is SiNz here, and I just want to give everybody tuning into the channel a big shout out. Everybody that has liked the video, everybody that has shared a video with a friend, everybody that's commented on the video, everybody that has subscribed to my channel, all the guys on the forum that have given me positive feedback. I appreciate it muchly. It is fucking brilliant. I'm at 140 subscribers and I have not even been doing this for a month yet. So man, I was not expecting this feedback whatsoever. And I just wanted to give you a big shout out. You know, I appreciate it. I'm doing this for you guys. So yeah, glad you like what I'm doing. But today, I am going to get into the KV-220 due to popular demand. I posted a thread on the forum asking what you guys wanted to see from me next. And this is what you wanted to see. So a KV-220 gameplay / review is on its way. We are going to take a look at the strengths and weaknesses of this tank and how you can use it effectively in battle with some gameplay footage later on in the video. And we'll be hopefully that'll help you out. Hopefully you know, if you've already bought one and you don't quite know what to do with it yet, or if you're having a hard time in it, or even if you haven't bought one yet and you're thinking about buying one, hopefully this will sway your decision whether you actually want one or whether you don't want one. So yeah, let's take a look at the armor profile first of all. So to sum it up, the hull you're looking at right here, this is a KV-3's hull with a stock KV-1's turret placed on top of it, and you also inherit the stock KV-1's gun, which is the 76mm ZIS-5, I believe. Let's take a look. Yeah, 76mm ZIS-5 gun, which isn't a bad gun, considering this tank gets premium matchmaking, so it'll only see tier 6. But we'll go into that a bit more shortly. I want to take a look at the armor profile first of all to show you guys the strengths and weaknesses of this tank. So let's take a look now. So as you can see, it has a tier 7 hull, which does make it quite troll should you get into tier 5 games. You have 100mm of armor on the front and sides and 80mm of armor on the rear, and that is just great for a tier 5 tank. I mean, the KV-1 has 75mm front and side. And you know, I know plenty of KV-1 drivers that can put it to effective use. So if you are one of them, this tank is going to be attractive to you, if that's the right word. This tank will, yeah, this tank should attract you with its armor, but don't be fooled, because the turret is the weak spot. Just a massive weak spot. You have 90mm of armor on the front of the turret. But I believe that that is with the gun mantlet as well. The armor behind the gun mantlet is just like the side armor of the turret, which is 75mm thick, and exactly the same as the rear of the turret, which is 75mm thick as well. So if you are coming across this thing and it's side scraping quite effectively, you're having trouble penetrating it in the usual spots that you would penetrate a KV-1. You know, it does have thicker armor, so you're going to have trouble penetrating the lower glacis if he's angled well. You can aim for the driver's viewport right there in front, and the machine gun port as well. I have taken shots, and yeah, I have taken shots to those and received damage, and as well I've shot another KV-220 in those locations with standard AP ammo, and it penetrated. So you can aim for there, but only, you know, only if you're close enough that you're confident enough that you will hit the weak spot when you fire. But if you can't, you have the whole of this turret to shoot at. You can try and avoid the gun mantlet. I have seen a few bounces off that, but you know, if you have, you know, if you're in a tier 6 and you've got something like the VK36 or the KV-1S, for example, you're just gonna go straight through it anyway. So it doesn't really matter where you aim. if you're in tier 6. But if the tank is side scraping effectively, do not shoot its side armor. I had a look on what info at the armor profile calculator, and if you angle this thing between like a 25-30 degree angle, your side armor is either an auto bounce or it's something like between 240 and 250 millimeters thick. So nothing's really gonna go through that at tier 6. Even like the ARL, which has good penetration, is just gonna bounce straight off the side armor, or it's just gonna get eaten by the tracks and not do any damage. So if you come across one of these side scraping effectively, just aim for the turret. You're gonna penetrate it every time, basically, unless you're incredibly unlucky. You should penetrate this turret every time without issue. It's just the stock turret that you get on the KV-1. Taking a look here. Yeah, so you see turret armor, 90mm on the front, 75 on the back and rear, exactly the same as the KV-1's. So you inherit the KV-1's turret and the KV-1's gun, which does make you have a very weak turret, as I've explained. But taking a look at the gun, we'll compare it to the KV-1's gun, so we'll take a look at that first. The stock gun, which is the 76mm SiNz. It has a rate of fire of 15 rounds a minute on the KV-1. The penetration values are 86mm of penetration with armor piercing ammo, 102mm of penetration with ACPR, I believe, and 38mm of penetration with high explosive ammo. The average damage is 110 for AP, 110 for ACPR, and 156 with HE. The aiming time is 2.29 and the accuracy is 0.46. So all in all, not the best of guns, especially not on the KV-1. But that is the stock gun. So anyone that's still using that package, I feel sorry for you. I much prefer the 57mm rather than the 85mm or the 122mm derp cannon. I much prefer the 57mm due to its accuracy and its rate of fire, and the penetration isn't too different from the 85mm, so whatever. But taking a look at the same gun on the KV-220, you do have more penetration on this gun, but the rate of fire is slightly slower, 14 rounds per minute as opposed to 15 rounds per minute. The penetration with AP ammo is 99mm of 99mm of penetration, rather than the 80 odd millimeters of penetration of the KV-1's 76 SiNz. 121mm of penetration with the ACPR ammo, and 38mm of penetration with the HE ammo. So HE's penetration hasn't changed, but the AP and APCR ammo has to compensate for this tank. The average damage hasn't changed either. It's 110 for AP, 110 for ACPR, and 156 for HE. The aiming time is slightly better by 0.1. So you have a 2.28 aiming time. And accuracy is slightly better as well by 0.1, which is 0.45 as opposed to 0.46. So you do get a better gun on this tank than the stock KV-1's gun. The only thing that thing has over this is the rate of fire. But you're not really going to be using that gun on the KV-1 anyway, so it doesn't matter. We'll take a look at the other stats now. Let's have a look at the turret traverse and track traversing, etc. The speed limit for this tank is 33 kilometers per hour. You have a 650 horsepower engine as opposed to the KV-1's 450 horsepower engine. The chassis rotation is 20 degrees a second, which is exactly the same as the KV-1. The view range is 310 meters, which is pretty bad. But Russian optics at this tier are pretty bad anyway, so that's what you should expect. The turret rotation is 22 degrees a second, which is the same as the turret rotation of the stock KV-1's turret. So no difference there. I wasn't really expecting a difference there. So yeah, that's much to be expected. So if you've played a stock KV-1, if you've played through it, it'll feel similar to that, except you have much better hull armor and a slightly better gun. So you can definitely make this work. And of course, you don't see tier 7s because you have premium matchmaking. You will only see up to tier 6. And yeah, the struggle is not as real as a stock KV-1. What else can we take a look at? Let's take a look at the... I think I've covered it. As for equipment, I would go with an enhanced gun layering drive just to get the aim time down slightly more. Obviously a tank gun rammer. This tank does get a medium caliber tank gun rammer, so you don't have to fork out 500,000 silver to get that on this tank. I think it's about 180, or maybe it was slightly more. But yeah, 180,000 silver for the tank gun rammer is, you know, great. You play a few games in this thing, and you're going to be able to equip it with that. I haven't fitted vents to this yet, simply because I don't have the silver. But I would recommend vents as well, just to add the crew bonuses to this tank. And yeah, that'll make it slightly more effective on the battlefield. So yeah, that is the armor profile and the gun of the tank. I've got my IS-7 crew in this thing, so it's kind of troll to have that many perks. But this is a good crew trainer, and it does make decent money. Even if you fire, even if you fire premium rounds, if you have a premium account, I found that I was still making around 20,000-30,000, maybe even 40,000-50,000 on a really good game per game, with the ACPR round, cost, and that's still good for a tier 5 tank in my opinion. Yeah, this tank is a good tank, and I am going to get into the gameplay footage now so you guys can see how you should use it on the battlefield and how you can put it to good use. So let's get into it. So the first game we got into was a game on port with the snow effect, and it is an encounter battle. In update 1.7, I believe, the encounter flag was moved to the center of the map rather than over the left hand side where the train tracks are. And we are in a tier 5 game, which is brilliant for this tank. There was a lot of KV-1s rolling out today on either side because Iron Brotherhood has been released today, and everybody wants to get their hands on the T150 and the KV-3 and the KV-4 and etc. So most people are starting the grind at the KV-1, which is why a lot of tier 5 battles are seeing this tank make a reappearance. I'm going to move over to the left hand side of the map. I was doing that because that's kind of where I expected the enemy to be. Although I haven't actually played on port encounter with the new flag location yet. Excuse me, I had to burp. So yeah, I haven't played on the new encounter mode yet on port, or where the new flag location is, so I wasn't really sure where the enemy were going to be at the very start of the game. I just kind of followed the M4 and the KV-1s, and I thought that, I could support them and I could use them as spaced armor and etc and etc. Now one of the enemies has already got into the flag. Not sure what it is, as nobody seems to have spotted it yet, despite all of our team being pretty close. Interesting thing about the new flag location is it is protected in certain areas by the hills that surround it. But we can now see that a VK301H was the tank that is in the flag. So I just took that shot to try and get rid of the destroyable objects in the middle of the flag. I was kind of derping around at the beginning, if I'm honest. But my teammates are putting some effective fire in and stopping the cap from going up, even though it is a long cap. I'm going to take a shot at the Panzer IV there, but it actually... Oh, I did hit the Panzer IV. I thought it was going to hit the T-34, but it didn't. Took another shot and missed. You can see the accuracy of this gun. Hit the T-34 there at just over 400 meters. You don't really want to be engaging targets at that kind of range. It's very, very unreliable with .46 accuracy. You can never really be sure of whether your shot's going to go to where you actually want it to. Even though I do it there on the Churchill one at over 300 and about 390 at the time, I think it was. And then again at 370 odd. My shot bounced off the side of the KV-1 just before I shot that. And then I take the shot which takes him out. So there's a KV-1 right next to me, but he hasn't moved up. The KV-1 in the distance just bounced off my side armor there, or my tracks ate the shot, because I was angling pretty well. As I said in the intro, you really want to angle this tank at about 25-30 degrees, like I'm trying to do, because that seems to make it the most effective. My shot unfortunately bounced off the KV-1 there, but my second shot did go through. I think that actually sniped his driver's viewport from this range. But you see with my follow-up shots, you really can't rely on it doing it with every shot you make, because it's just not going to happen with the gun that you are given on this tank. Now the KV-1 is using the dirt gun. You could see the yellow tracer, but his shot hit his teammate rather than hitting me, so, you know, putting that spaced armor to effect. Our artillery takes one of the KV-1s out in front of me. I am moving up to engage this one here with the 85mm equipped. I load premium rounds because I know that this gun struggles against KV-1s, like even when they're angled like that. Trying to engage this KV-1 from distance. I do manage to get a shot through the weak point there. But his return shot hits me. I get another shot on the Panzer IV, and he's stuck there now, so I take the kill. KV-1 hits me again, but because he's only firing HE, and I have a lot of armor, it's not really doing any damage to me, and I hit him in that same spot and take him out for the kill. So I'm now on 11 hits and 3 kills. 3 critical hits also. I'm pretty sure the majority of those were track damage rather than injuring crew members and such. I'm staying hidden behind the trains so that the arty don't hit me. And you can see that their shells were falling short and hitting the trains to the side of me. The Stug 3 in the distance is the tank that's lighting me up. I wondered what it was. Took a speculative shot there, and it only tracked him. And tracked him once again. So I'm going to need to close the distance between myself and him, so that I can get the kills. We'll get the kill shot on him. I'm cautious that the artillery is still left alive, and his shot did fire in my direction, so I move in between the trains and under the bridge. Arty doesn't hit me, I get a shot on the move on the Stug 3, and then I get my second shot on the move for the kill. KV-1 to the side of me, he's using the derp as well, using the derp gun. He takes my tracks off. My teammates stick a couple shots into him, and I get the kill shot on him. So up to 5 kills now and 16 hits. Sorry about that. The grill, or griller, however you call it, is the only tank left. I know exactly where he is. He's right there. I don't even wait to aim, I just take the shot and hit him. And then I get the second shot in time as well. And that was a top gun for me. So a good game, and we're gonna shortly find out exactly how much I did. So as you can see, a few premium rounds fired and I get 50,000 silver for the game. Get the high caliber medal for doing the most damage. Mastery badge 2. That's questionable though, because the server's still having some problems with mastery badges. Get the Top Gun medal, of course. 4,000 experience too. Not even doubled. That is just with a premium account. So this tank does seem to be a good XP earner, for sure. But we will shortly take a look at how much damage I did. And we can go over that. So we did 1,838 damage. Bagged ourselves 6 kills and the Top Gun medal. We earned 2,102 base XP, which is pretty good. We fired 38 shots, 30 of those directly hit, and 20 of them actually penetrated. Didn't fire too many rounds of premium, so our ammunition cost was only 16,192 silver. So yeah, we actually got a good total amount of silver there, which is one of the main attractions of a premium tank. We got a good silver earning, and a good experience earning too. So we will move on to the next game now and check it out. Alright, so we have got ourselves a standard battle on steps, and we are going to see how the KV-220 performs on this map, and where we're going to go and what we're going to do. So my plan is to go down the right hand side, and that is exactly what I did. My teammates didn't follow me, but you're going to see how well this tank can perform on its own at this level. It is pretty damn good. There is a good moment coming up further in the video, or further in the replay, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm gonna wait for it. So most of my team stayed back to camp for some reason. I wasn't really sure, but I'm feeling confident. It's a tier 5 game. I got good armor. I'm just gonna roll up and see what damage I can cause for the purposes of bringing you this video. I switched on my aggressive mind and just went out and thought I'm gonna give it 210%. See what happens. So spot a Sal 40, I think that's how you say it, and a VK3001H over the way, and lighting them up leads to my teammates killing them. So I suppose they were camping for a reason. I bounced a shot there. I'm not sure what that was off because I was in sniper mode at the time. But there's certainly a few enemies over there. So I thought about going around the corner. Maybe I should angle a bit more. But then I thought, no, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm sticking with the whole one-man aggressive thing, and seeing if it pays off this time. Nobody seems to have come down this way, so I just thought, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go over the top and rain hell. 76mm hell. So we've got a D2 up front. The 3001H is still there too, I think. The D2 bounces off the top of my turret. I think the VK bounced off my hull armor there. So even moving in a straight line, it's kind of, you know, you don't really want to move in a straight line. You want to move at angles. But I think that might have been a lucky bounce there. So I just charged the 3001H. He does get a shot into me, but my first shot takes out his engine and sets him on fire. I ram him for 125 damage and then just stick a shot straight through his gun mantlet. Now I'm getting rushed by a T25, a T34 and a D2, and they just drove into each other. So I'm going to prioritize the T25 because his gun is the most threatening to me at this point. I'm pretty sure that T34 is not fully upgraded, and he's just shooting up my hull armor, bouncing off. You can see the survivability of this tank is just insane. Bouncing 4 different tanks off me while taking one out. I switched to the T34 next, and that shot was unlucky to bounce. But a UE-57 joined the fight too, so it's me versus 5. I'll take him out just because he's easy to take out. Now the B1, I've learnt an ammo rack spot, which is right there, and every time I seem to hit it, it seems to take the ammo rack out. So I'll take another shot into him, which takes his engine out. He's now sat there. I'm aiming for the ammo rack again, and I get it, although only for 43 or something damage. D2 still shooting at me. Persistent little guy. Stick a shot straight into the on the lump on the top of his turret, and then another one to take him out. So now it's just a T-34 left, and you can see how, you know, how great the armor is on this tank if people just shoot the hole. I think that was 1v5 or 1v6, one or the other. And I came out alive with 29 hits on the board and 6 kills. So you can see how impressive this tank is in this kind of situation. Now I'm hunting for the Radley Walters medal at this point, but I just can't get up the hill quick enough to get a kill on the Valentine. The SU-75 is chilling behind the hill, so I can't hit him either. First shot wasn't really aimed at the Matilda and it bounced off. Second shot goes straight through the frontal armor. That was unfortunate to bounce. I hit him in exactly the same spot and it bounced. And then my teammate takes him out. So the S-35 then moves up to get me. And he actually penetrated me twice in my side armor, but I think he was using the 105mm. So that's probably why. My shot just missed him there. He fires too. I'm going to go for the glorious ram. He bounces again. I completely missed the ram. But I have a turret and he doesn't. So I'll swing the turret around, stick a shot into him, and finish off the game. I think, no, he did penetrate my my turret there, it looks like. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So 78,000 silver for that game, as you can understand. High caliber medal as always. Well, not as always. I'm not that good. Mastery badge again, but the mastery badge system is broken, so you know. Cool-headed for surviving all those ricochets against the 5 enemy tanks. Spartan for, you know, taking a hit while I'm on less than 10% and surviving. Unsurprisingly, the Steel Wool medal and the Top Gun medal as well. That was pretty awesome. I did 2,515 damage, bagged myself 7 kills, 2,788 base experience, which is great. 32 shots fired, 26 of those hit, and 23 of those penetrated. So that was a bit of a better matchup. I didn't have to face so many KV-1s and such. And yeah, what a game that was. And we will move on to the next one. Alright, for the third and final game of this video, we have got ourselves an encounter battle on Live Oaks. And we are going to see how the KV-220 does once again. We are top tier once again, so the matchmaking has been kind to us all day. And you are going to see how well this tank can do when it's placed in urban situations, like within the town, for example. My plan was to just rush straight into the town and see what I could do. And that's exactly what I did. And it went pretty well, as you're going to see. You can see the gun depression isn't too bad for a Russian tank. The gun elevation's pretty okay too. You know, as you would expect on a Russian tank, the gun depression's not amazing. You're not going to really be able to crest hills and etc. But it's not too bad. Okay. It's not like, you know, it's not French bad, in my opinion. So their Cruiser 4 moved up too early and got himself wiped out. There's a T-28 running straight into the cap circle, as so many people do, on encounter mode. And I am just bravely driving down this road, relying on my armor to do all the work for me. But I'm trying to rush into the town, because that's where I want to get to, so I can do my thing. Something bounced off the side of me there. I managed to hit the Panzer III-4, but it, you know, it hit its track and didn't do anything. It's just me versus the T-28, so this is a no-brainer situation. I should be able to win this. He does have a good gun, but in the way that I'm angling, you know, he was doomed. I'm aiming for the ammo rack spot on the B1 once again. And I do weaken it there. but somebody else takes him out. So I did hit the ammo rack, but I didn't take it out. I think that was the VK36 that went through my driver's viewport, but that was rubbish angling from me, let's be honest. So I pull up to a better angle, as I should have been doing in the first place. I get a shot on the B1's ammo rack, and then detonation. 312 damage in one shot with this gun is it feels pretty rewarding. So I managed to get the ammo rack there. That's always a bonus. If we do ever get the animation of the turrets flying off, that'll be an even better bonus. I'm side scraping against these KV-1s here. Get a shot through his weaker upper plate, and then I bounce off the upper glacis as it was angled towards the side. He comes round and bounces. My shot goes through his side armor. Kill a crew member too. I imagine that probably would have been the driver, judging by where I shot him. So I'm just side scraping against these guys. My team are capping, which is kind of boring. I really wish that they wouldn't have capped this map and we could have played it out fully. But you see, I'm bouncing all these shots off my side armor. No problem. Going straight through the weak spot of the KV-1 with normal AP ammo. And I get the kill. Move round to engage the other KV-1. Someone just hits him big. I go straight through the driver's port. And then again for the kill. Now there's 7 seconds left. I really want to get a kill on the W2, or DW2, but somebody else takes him out. 30-0-H hits me again. Try and get a shot into him before the game goes out, but nope. And he penetrated my upper plate again, I believe. But there was only 3 of them left. So, kind of a short game. But, I mean, even so, I got a high caliber medal again. For such a short game, I earned 47,000 silver without doing all too much damage. Got a sniper medal too. Steel wall again for the side scraping that I did against the KV-1s. 2,859 experience, which isn't too shabby. Did 1,718 damage. Bagged myself 3 kills in the short amount of time that I could. Probably would have been... I probably could have got at least 2 more, I reckon. Maybe all 3 if my team hadn't have kept. If I was lucky enough. Fired 23 shots. 21 of those landed on target. Only 18 of them penetrated. But there was a few that I shot at the KV-1s that wouldn't have gone through, so kind of bad marksmanship from me. You see the ammunition cost when you only fire AP rounds is so small, 1,288. You carry such a large amount of ammunition that it doesn't really count. It doesn't really matter. But we are back in the garage now, and this is gonna just be like a quick summary. So yeah, I mean, tier 5 games, yeah, depending on what you come up against, you're not really gonna have too much trouble. If they shoot your turret, they're gonna easily penetrate and take you out. Just hope that they don't know what they're doing and they shoot your hull armor, because you really do rely on it. The gun at range, you try and fire between a range of like 200 to 350 meters. Anything more than that, you will start noticing the dispersion a lot more, the 0.46 accuracy. It's very unreliable at long range. So if you can keep to close encounters, that's the best way to put the gun to proper use. The rate of fire is great, so you're not going to have any trouble with that. The damage isn't too bad either. But yeah, in tier 6 games, definitely take a stock of premium ammunition, because you will need it against certain tanks. So it's definitely worthwhile taking I mean, I've taken 25 out in mine just for the sake of it. But you can take out, you can take out more comfortably. It's got, you've got a huge ammo count, so you can easily afford, if you can afford to take more, then do. I mean, the only reason I've got premium consumables on mine is just because I have a huge stockpile of them, and I haven't used them up yet, so I'm still trying to get through them. But yeah, good tank all in all. The hull armor's great for its tier, crazy good. It is, it's not too shabby in terms of speed. You can definitely use the weight and the strength of the armor if you're one of those guys that likes going down hills and ramming people to death. So if you enjoy that, this tank will be okay for you. If you are, you know, if you're used to the way that a KV-1 feels, you know, this tank is very similar in its playstyle. You know, obviously the only thing that's different is the gun, but very similar to the KV-1, as you can see. And yeah, it is only available until the 1st of February. So if you're looking to get your hands on this thing, time is running out. But you know, you have over a week to buy this thing. It will set you back, I'll just have a look, it will set you back 2,400 gold, and it does come with all of the things listed on the right hand side there. So it comes with 100% crew, as all premium tanks do. It comes with 24 premium shells, 1 garage slot, and 3 days premium time. So it's quite a nice bundle, actually. I thought it would be a bit more expensive, but maybe Wargaming have gone for the Black Friday bundle. Those of you watching South Park will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, it is relatively cheap. 2,400 gold. If you go to get gold, that is, you know, you can buy the 3,000 gold pack, and that is £9.99 in the UK, which works out to about like just over 13 euros, and I think it's just over $15 as well if you're in the US. So not too much of a pricey tank. It is a good silver earner. It's a good crew trainer if you need one for your Russian heavies. The IS-6, in my opinion, is a better crew trainer. Obviously, it's more expensive, but you know, if I had a choice between the two, I would go for the IS-6 over the KV-220. Just because, personally, I just love this tank. But you know, you might like the KV-220 more. It just depends on your playstyle. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video from today, guys. That is it. I'm going to round it off there. As usual, if you did, please do give the video a thumbs up, as it's much appreciated. And share it with a friend, because it really helps the channel out. Thank you once again for coming back to my channel. Big shout to you all for tuning in. It is a pleasure to put these videos up for you and have you all check it out. Sensational, my next sensational video is going up on Saturday as planned, so you will see that, and I will catch you next time. Till then, guys, peace out.